Hey everybody, before we get started, I just wanted to say, if you enjoy our content and want to stay up to date with our videos, hit the subscribe button. It really helps the channel. Thanks. So, on to the video.
Party arrives on the top of the Sector 7 plate. The city is in ruins and completely unstable, but there are still survivors trying to make their way. Shinra is patrolling the area, looking for any survivors of Avalanche. It is still widely believed that Avalanche were the masterminds behind the separating of the plates. Near the top, the team take a moment to take in the view, as the destruction can be seen for miles. They remain hopeful, as Barrett mentions building another bar when things are over. Tifa agrees. After a climactic battle with the Shinra robot patrol, Party arrives outside of Shinra HQ. The front gates are swarming with guards, as if they're expecting to be attacked. Barrett wants to do a frontal assault, but Cloud has a better plan, by sneaking in on one of the transportation vehicles and getting in through the parking garage. The plan for the most part works, but the team has to deal with a few guards. Luckily, once they enter the main hall, it looks like no alarms were triggered. Using the front desk, Tifa finds Hojo's lab on the 65th floor. This is most likely where they're holding Aerith. The keycard they found will only take them to the 59th floor. Once on the 59th floor, Tifa gets the feeling that things are going too well, as they have yet to trigger any alarms or panic. The keycard they found seems like it was meant for tours, as it will only take them to the 63rd floor. So in order to progress through each floor, they must follow the automated tour. Floor 60 is the Midgar Memorial Museum, an automated tour that gives more info on President Shinra and the various divisions of the Shinra Corporation. In the center is a large-scale model of the city of Midgar.
This is Midgar, our home, recreated in 1/10,000th scale. As you can see here, the 8 Mako reactors form a ring around the center of our city and keep Midgar running day and night. The Mako which flows beneath our feet is a truly limitless resource. At Shinra, we have developed technologies to extract it and transform it into the fuel and electricity that powers everything we do. Thanks to the miracle of Mako energy, our lives are richer and better than ever before. Mako keeps our lights on at night and made Midgar into the city that never sleeps. A triumph of technology and testament to man's potential.
The video annoys Barrett, claiming it's all bullshit and lies. Cloud disagrees, as that it is true Mako has made people's lives easier. But Barrett believes that their conveniences have made them blind to the truth, stating that he was the same way before, looking down at his arm. On the next floor, a virtual experience directed by the Shinra Corporation plays.
In the distant past, our planet was home to a people we call the Ancients. Many millennia before we discovered Mako, these precursors were already pioneering its use. Somehow they learned of the great reservoir of energy pulsing beneath their feet. And once they had, the Ancients developed the means to harness this bountiful energy and bend it to their will. The fruits of their labors have survived to this very day in the form of certain kinds of materia. Their scripture too has endured. We who are born of the planet, with her we speak, her flesh we shape. Unto her promised land shall we one day return. By her loving grace and providence, may we take our place in paradise. Alas, the Ancients themselves are long gone. 2,000 years ago, a meteor brought an end to their civilization. But before their fiery end, did the Ancients find their promised land? Even now, we have only to wonder. Times have changed, and the Shinra Electric Power Company is committed to changing and evolving with them. Like the Ancients, we've harnessed the power of Mako. Are they out there watching us, waiting for us to join them in some blessed corner of the world? A green and verdant land where boundless Mako energy will provide for our every need. Shinra is working for you to fulfill the hope of the Ancients and lead us to that promised land. We shall not rest until our dream is realized.
Near the end, another virtual experience plays, or maybe an illusion. It is of a meteor crashing into Midgar, but oddly, the team makes no mention that Sephiroth was in the video. Leaving the VR room, the party meets Hart, assistant to the mayor of Midgar. Barrett describes him as a puppet and a mouthpiece, but it seems as though the mayor wants to meet the crew himself. He resides on the 62nd floor, the corporate archives. Domino is his name, and he reveals that he is the one who's been intercepting any calls for help or alarms. Mayor Domino is Avalanche's man on the inside and double agent. He thought that the party were part of the main branch, coming to finally take down President Shinra, so he was helping them get through. The team mentions that they are there to save a friend. Domino says that he does not mind, as long as whatever they do hurts Shinra as a whole. He helps the team access the 64th floor. On that same floor, two Shinra guards bump into Cloud. One is about to attack before he's stopped by the other.
Cloud?
Huh?
You're Cloud, right?
Holy shit! It's cool, bro. We went through training together.
Damn.
So you're still alive and kicking, huh? Some of the guys heard you got smoked, but I told them it was all bullshit. Hey, sit tight, man. I'm gonna go get Kunsel. I'll be right back.
Old buddy.
You okay?
Cloud is clearly in pain, but for the millionth time, he says he is fine. The party nearly bumps into President Shinra on his way to the board meeting. They overhear that the people have bought into the Avalanche Wutai conspiracy, and Shinra has yet to hear a response from Wutai. Cloud wants to listen in on their board meeting. Their best plan is to climb into an air vent from the men's bathroom. During the meeting, it's brought to everyone's attention that there's an intruder in the building. Palmer, the head of the aerospace division, claims that he saw Sephiroth wandering the hallways. None of the board members believe him, and they move on. Next, it's revealed that President Shinra has no intention of rebuilding Sector 7, as they plan on abandoning Midgar altogether once the Promised Land is found using Aerith's help. Hojo's plan is to get her to cooperate by torturing her psychologically. Also, to mitigate any more risks, he wants to have her breed with members of Soldier for another specimen. After the meeting, the party tails Hojo and follow him to his lab. Barrett successfully takes him hostage and has him lead the party further into the lab. Hojo asks what they want, and once he realizes they are there for Aerith, he comes up with a scheme to have a lab monster kill the party and show Aerith their corpses. Once the party dispatches the monster, they follow Hojo into the next part of the lab. While taking the elevator, the camera pans to a lone beast with one eye waking up in his cell. In the next area, Aerith can be seen in her cell. Hojo has prepared a squad of soldiers to take on the party as he collects combat data. To his surprise, the soldiers are handled easily by the team. Hojo looks at Cloud and asks if he was a soldier. Cloud nods, but Hojo claims that he is not quite a soldier. He then says he recalls a memory. As Hojo starts to say too much, a wave of black phantoms take him away immediately. The party then releases Aerith from her prison. In the process, they accidentally release the beast from earlier as well. It goes on to the next room, ignoring the party, and chases after Hojo. Hojo barely escapes, taking the elevator. The beast then turns around, baring its fangs at the party. Before Barrett can pick a fight, Aerith tells him to stop, claiming the beast is a friend. She puts her hand on the beast's head, and a familiar feeling comes across the screen. The beast is immediately calm. Barrett asks what the hell it is, and it begins to talk, describing himself as he is what he is. Tifa notices a tattoo on his shoulder, the number 13. He claims it's what Hojo called him, Red 13. Tifa asks what his real name is, but she's ignored. Barrett asks if they're going to chase Hojo, but Cloud starts acting strangely. He begins walking towards the center elevator, having visions. Cloud wakes up in Aerith's room. This is where she lived with her mother years ago. Before they make their escape, Cloud asks Aerith to explain more about herself. She confirms that she is the last ancient. Their real name is the Cetra, the original stewards of the world. Shinra has been seeking the Promised Land for a very long time, and believes she can take them there. But in reality, at this very moment, she's not able to, even if she wanted, but maybe in the future, it'll come to her. Barrett says the only reason they want to go to the Promised Land is that it's rich in Mako, and they will never stop. He tells the rest of the gang to escape without him, as he plans to stop Shinra once and for all by himself. Aerith tells him he can't do that, but then black phantoms appear around her. Red 13 speaks up.
Whispers. Perhaps best described as arbiters of fate. They are drawn to those who attempt to alter destiny's course and ensure they do not.
Like capital D? Destiny?
The flow of the great river that is the planet, from inception to oblivion.
And you're saying that that flow is somehow fixed?
Yes, for it is the will of the planet itself.
From Red 13's explanation, it seems as though any time we encountered a Whisper, it was because they were trying to keep Destiny on course. For example, how they protected Rude while he separated the plates. They are there to make sure certain events happen. Barrett is confused in how Red 13 has all this information. He just explains that after Aerith touched him, the information was just there somehow. Aerith asks everyone to listen to her, but again the whispers begin to harass her. It seems anytime she's about to let on what is actually going on, the whispers touch her. She describes it as if she's losing a part of herself every time it happens. She cryptically says that Shinra is not the real threat here, and all she wants to do is help everyone and the planet. Tifa asks her to be more clear on what she's not telling everyone, but she is unable to, describing how she feels like she is navigating a maze. All she says is, "Follow them." The yellow flowers. The whispers start getting extremely aggressive around her, but Tifa is somehow able to pull her out. Suddenly, it sounds as if an explosion went off far away. It goes silent, then the nearby monitors turn on, first showing Mayor Domino, then Wedge. Then another explosion goes off. He warns the party that Avalanche HQ are attacking Shinra themselves. Due to this, the building is now on high alert and the party is locked in, but they should be able to still move around in Hojo's laboratory. Wedge tells them to head to the roof as a rescue helicopter will be there to pick them up. Barrett is annoyed Wedge is out of bed, not recuperating, but he says he'll chew him out later. Everyone heads over to the main elevator in the lab and takes it to the 68th floor. Red 13 describes this floor as Hojo's treasure and Shinra's dark secret. In the center is a giant tube containing some sort of fossil that is in the shape of a woman. It has no head, and instead some sort of contraption with the name Genova inscribed upon it. Cloud's head begins to ring and the pain comes back, having flashbacks of what seems to be the past. Tifa checks in on Cloud, then suddenly the whole party can see Sephiroth as well. Cloud asks if it's truly him. He only says, "Don't deny me, embrace me." Cloud attacks and Sephiroth successfully blocks it and knocks him down to the lower floors. He wakes up separated from the rest of his friends. Red 13 gets to Cloud first, stating everyone else is far away. They are harassed by more human experiments that escaped due to the fight with Sephiroth. Barrett is the next party member found, fighting off some more experiments. Eventually, they're able to reconnect with Aerith and Tifa through phones in the lab. Hojo contacts the party and puts them through a series of trials to collect combat data. They have no other choice but to go along with this game. Once all the trials are defeated, Hojo turns the elevators back on, telling himself he's collected enough data to move on to the next stage. On a nearby monitor, Sephiroth can be seen walking off with Genova in his arms. Reconnected back together, they arrive where Genova was contained, but she is now gone. A trail of black ooze leads to the roof and President Shinra's office. The office is completely empty. Sephiroth nowhere to be found. A shattered pane of glass can be seen, as if though someone was thrown through it. Once investigated, the party finds President Shinra hanging off the ledge, pleading for help. Barrett savors the moment, taunting the president and threatening to drop him off the edge. Aerith and Tifa plead Barrett to stop. He throws the president back onto the platform, and he begins to scramble towards his desk as Barrett follows, preaching to him that he will tell the people the truth, that Shinra dropped the plate, and that Avalanche is not Wutai or anyone's puppet. The president pulls a gun on Barrett, giving him one last chance to take his offer for saving his life and leave. But while the two argue, Sephiroth suddenly appears behind the president and stabs him in the back. Whispers immediately fly into the room, trying to keep Barrett and Sephiroth separated, but Sephiroth is somehow able to phase through the Whispers and stab Barrett in the stomach. The Whispers surround Barrett and Sephiroth both. Sephiroth swipes the ones on him away with his sword. He then pulses a dark aura, pulling the rest of the party into what seems to be another world. Red 13 tells the party to stay calm as it's just an illusion. Sephiroth transforms into Genova Dreamweaver, and a battle breaks out. Once defeated, the illusion dissipates, and Marco from Sector 7 appears, then disintegrates. It seems as though he was the Sephiroth that pulled out Genova's body. Before anyone can react, Sephiroth appears again and takes the body outside to the roof, to the absolute pinnacle. Barrett's wounds are healed by one of the Whispers, Red 13 claiming this death was not the one ordained to him by fate, so the Whispers interfered. Cloud follows Sephiroth to the pinnacle. As he's about to reach him, Whispers interfere again. The illusion of Sephiroth fades away, and his place is another man in a black cloak with a number 2 tattooed on his arm. The man dives off the edge into the darkness. The party reconvene at the helipad. The Avalanche helicopter is above, ready to evacuate them, but before it can land, it's shot down by a Shinra helicopter. The helicopter lands, and the vice president of Shinra steps off, Rufus. Barrett plans to stay behind and try to take out the family once and for all, but Cloud stops him and tells him to take the others and go, as he'll buy everyone time to escape. Barrett accepts his request, but tells Cloud he better be right behind them. The rest of the party heads for the elevator. A one-on-one duel between Rufus and Cloud breaks out. Cloud successfully disarms Rufus, but he makes his escape with the helicopter, claiming that tonight marks a new beginning for Shinra. Shots from the helicopter almost knock Cloud off the roof, but Tifa comes back in time to save him. We cut back to Aerith, Barrett, and Red. They are attacked by a Shinra machine while on the elevator, and it comes crashing down to the bottom floor. Meanwhile, Wedge was infiltrating the building and sees the trio fall down, but before he can help, he is attacked by Whispers. The screen cuts to black, and all we can hear is glass shattering and Wedge saying sorry to Cloud, and that he hopes he made a difference. Back to Team Barrett, they are chased down to the lobby by the killer robot, but together they eventually dismantle it. Once they reach the front gate, they are surrounded by Shinra guards, with Heidegger leading them. Heidegger gives the order to shoot, but Cloud and Tifa come in the nick of time to help them escape. The party take their stolen vehicles and jump onto the Midgar highway from the window. As they drive down the highway, thousands of Whispers begin to surround the Shinra building. We cut to Rufus exploring the building as it's filling with Whispers. He is the only one able to see them. He gives the command to give chase to Cloud and his team, and a highway speed chase ensues. After defeating all their enemies, the party makes it to the edge of the unfinished highway leading out of Midgar. As they approach the edge, Sephiroth comes floating down from above.
And you're wrong.
Those who look with clouded eyes see nothing but shadows.
Everything about you is wrong.
All born are bound to her. Should this world be unmade, so too shall her children.
The world won't end today. But you will.
Listen. Destiny comes.
We drag our asses all this way. And this is the welcome we get. Boy, oh boy. The price of freedom is steep. Embrace your dreams. And whatever happens, protect your honor. As a soldier! Come and get it!
I'm waiting, Cloud.
This is the point of no return. Destiny's crossroads.
Then why did you stop me?
I'm not really sure.
What will we find on the other side?
Freedom. Boundless, terrifying freedom. Like a great, never-ending sky. What you heard just now were the voices of the planet. Those born into this world, who lived and who died, who returned, are howling in pain.
Because of him, Sephiroth?
Their words, they don't reach him. All these moments and memories, precious and fleeting, they're like rain rolling off his back. And when they're gone, he won't cry or shout or anything. He'd tell you that he only cares about the planet, that he'd do everything in his power to protect and preserve it. But this isn't the way it's supposed to be. There's no greater threat to the planet than him. Sephiroth has to be stopped. He has to be. And that's why I'm asking you to help me. I know that together we can do this. But if we do, we'll be changing more than fate itself. If we succeed, if we win, we'll be changing ourselves. I guess maybe that's why I hesitated.
The party stepped forth, defying what Destiny had planned for them. Inside the portal, they arrive at what seems to be Midgar, but in the sky a massive whisper forms, pulling debris and the party up to the sky. The party is scattered, but Cloud is able to meet up with Tifa and Barret. They look upon the giant whisper, Barret saying it actually looks like an Arbiter of Fate. This Arbiter summons 3 avatars, one with a blunt weapon attached to its arm, one with 2 guns, and one with a sword. The trio fight and defeat one of the avatars. Once it dissipates, the image of Red 13 running through a barren wasteland appears. Aerith looks at Red, and he says it's a glimpse of tomorrow if they fail to defy Destiny today. Another avatar is defeated. The party sees an image of a giant meteor crashing down onto a planet. As the party chips away at the giant whisper, more and more images of the possible future fill their minds. The Arbiter is defeated, and they are transported again. Sephiroth appears, taking in all the scattered remnants of the whispers unto himself. He floats down from on high, and the final battle begins.
Careful now. That which lies ahead does not yet exist. Our world will become a part of it one day, but I will not end. Nor will I have you end.
This is...
the edge of creation. Cloud, lend me your strength. Let us defy destiny together.
Never.
Not yet. "7 seconds till the end. Time enough for you, perhaps. But what will you do with it? Let's see."
After the end of the battle, we cut back to Shinra headquarters as we see Rufus taking his seat as a new president of Shinra. Ojo laughs maniacally at the chaos that ensued. We cut to a man with jet black hair carrying Cloud's sword. After a hard-fought battle, he's surprised that he's still alive. Behind him, a large explosion goes off as a barrier of whispers dissolve into the air. The citizens of Sector 7 begin to rebuild what was lost. We cut to Biggs asleep in the orphanage in Sector 5, still alive. Marlene, watering flowers, feels her father reaching out to her, promising that he'll come back to her. The party has made it outside of Midgar, but the true enemy, Sephiroth, is still out there. Cloud plans to follow him, and his friends are all on board. The sky begins to weep, cutting back and forth between a black-haired man carrying Cloud to Midgar and the party leaving to start their unknown journey.
I would be lost, drifting